Hey guys, welcome to Affliction League. And by the way, I just noticed at the bottom of the video it says, "Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games." I love how that's like titled for that. That's awesome. Say it.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games.
Let's go.
Thanks for joining us for today's Path of Exile livestream. We have a packed show today, with announcements for Path of Exile 2, as well as the exclusive unveiling of Path of Exile Affliction, which launches on December 8th on PC and Mac, and on December 13th on console.
In a week.
Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so make sure you follow the instructions
Next
below
Friday.
in order to claim your Huntsman wings. We'll start with Path of Exile 2, where Jonathan will walk you through our latest announcements.
We just watched
Mark
the
will then
trailer.
take
It
you on a
looks
deep dive
amazing
into the
for
new
the
Path of
mercenary.
Exile Affliction Challenge
Looks
League,
insanely
which launches
good.
in 1 week.
Very different.
He'll cover the league mechanics, its rewards, some new content we're adding to the core Path of Exile experience,
Of course you
and
are.
some large metagame changes.
Of course you are.
I'll then show you our annual core supporter packs, and we'll head into our live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask us your questions from Twitch chat.
Cool.
After the livestream, we'll drop the full patch notes.
Let's go.
I'd like to hand over to Jonathan Rogers, Game Director of Path of Exile 2.
Hey guys, it's been a few months since we introduced you to the Druid in Path of Exile 2.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we're really focusing on now is how varied each of the classes feels to play.
Yeah. The
Monk
mercenary looks
darts around
insane.
quickly from enemy to enemy, building and unleashing combos. If he doesn't stay in combat, he loses momentum and
The
has to build
movement
it
looks
up
great
again.
in this game, by the way. Everything does, really. Everything does. Very impressed, I gotta say.
The warrior, on the other hand, is like a slow but unstoppable freight train. A
Yeah.
warrior commits to big attacks and relies on stunning his enemies to stay safe in the thick of combat.
I don't know what I want to play it. The
When an
mercenary
opening
looks
presents itself,
very
a warrior
intriguing
can
so
use
far.
even larger attacks to demolish his enemies.
Yeah, it looks massive, this guy. And I used to play a Slayer, like, usually, and that's my main, like, in Path of Exile, so...
The Huntress seamlessly moves from melee to ranged combat and back. The true damage potential of the Huntress is only unlocked when you learn to combine ranged and melee abilities together.
That sounds complicated. I just want to close my eyes and spin in a cyclone. I'm very basic when it comes to Path of
And
Exile.
then there are the spellcasters.
Yeah.
The Sorceress is a pure caster who much prefers to stay at range and drop powerful spells on her foes.
Yeah.
If she finds herself surrounded by enemies, she would rather use an ability to escape than to take them on directly.
Yeah, remember the gameplay, it looks pretty good, yeah.
The Druid is also a spellcaster, but unlike the Sorceress, he uses his spells as a means to
Yeah.
support his melee
Makes sense.
abilities. And by melee abilities, we mean he can turn into a giant animal and
Volcano.
rip his enemies
This
to
is like
pieces.
Diablo 2 Druid 100%, you know? Thunderstorm, Volcano, you know? Whirlwind, I'm guessing. Oh, you actually have to interact with the
Each of these
stage for this
classes
fight?
feels extremely different to play, but we want to go even further. It's time to check out the Mercenary.
Oh, they're gonna show us the trailer again?
There's not
Oh,
a job out there I won't take.
okay, we just
So
seen this
long
in
as
the
the
other
pay's
other
good
video. I
and
didn't
the
know it was part of
crossbow
this
can solve
video as well. I'm gonna skip it. But I did watch. I'm gonna put the other video first. That's the one that I watched first. I gotta say, it looks very different. It looks freaking amazing. Just go to that video, watch it, come back to this one as we continue.
Thanks, Jonathan.
I'm going to hand over to Mark later.
What, did I miss anything?
We're going to be showing off a lot more about Path of Exile 2 as we approach its beta, but in the meantime,
Can't
we've got
wait.
a Path of Exile 1 expansion coming out next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand over to Mark, also known as Neon, to show you what's in store for PoE 1.
Here
Thanks,
we go.
Jonathan.
Here we go.
Well, let's just go ahead and get straight on into it.
I
Here's the
appreciate it.
trailer for Path of Exile Affliction.
Let's do it. I haven't seen this trailer yet. That's what they got.
Something moves in the mists. Something sinister. Thorn. Rot.
The hell?
Plague. And claw.
Like that game with the rats.
The affliction spreads. It hungers for more.
You get consumed by the bugs if you don't like.
Tread light
Do whatever you're supposed to
in
do?
the wildwood, which shifts and bites.
Reminds me a bit of
Accept
Druids.
our help. The ancient power of the
Warlock
Asmir.
of the Mists.
Beware the spirits that yearn
Reminds me
for
of Delve.
freedom.
I was gonna say. In the shadows.
And the heart of evil that waits in the dark.
Wildwood Ascendancies? Transfigured Gems? Guy with 4 eyes?
yourself. I
Ultimatum?
will be waiting.
Oh shit, right! Was it the mirror? Damn. New ascendancies for who? What class? Any class? Well, maybe they'll tell us what's up.
In the Affliction League, you will encounter sacred wisps, which beckon you to enter overgrown passageways that lead to the Viridian Wildwood. A vile affliction has covered this forest with a foreboding darkness. You'll need to uncover the forest mysteries to put a stop to the source of the affliction.
Let's go.
As you approach the darkness, the wisps burn away its affliction. Make sure you tread carefully, because they only have a limited amount of power. But be warned, the darkness is full of cursed monsters that emerge to kill you.
Kind of like the opposite of Delve.
As you explore, you might see other types of wisps trapped inside the darkness.
Yeah.
The Wildwood is trying to guide you towards clues about its affliction.
Oh.
Follow the trails of wisps by collecting them, and you may uncover many different secrets. New characters to
Nice.
find, shrines, boss battles, and all kinds of new encounters are lurking in the forest just waiting for you to discover them. There are many rewards to earn for those brave enough to seek
New
them.
bosses. Or new enemies, I should say. What's that?
When the sacred wisps
face
run
on
out
it.
of energy, they will return you back to where you came from. Any other types of
Automatically?
wisps you have collected will
Okay.
return with you to Rayclast.
Oh, nice. Love the effects.
These wisps, having been saved from the affliction, disperse into the environment and inhabit randomly chosen monsters in the area, increasing their
Whoa.
power and also their rewards.
That's crazy, though.
The different types of wisps have different effects on monsters, and sometimes more than one type will inhabit a single monster,
a
making the
boss.
fight even harder and
course.
even more rewarding.
Oh, that's good.
If this happens to a boss, you could be in for a tough fight, but if you can overcome it, your efforts will not be in vain.
What is he
Primal
dropping?
wisps grant an item rarity bonus to inhabited monsters. Wild wisps grant an item quantity bonus, and
Yeah.
vivid wisps cause them to drop currency items.
Baby.
If a monster gets all three types, they'll drop more items of a higher rarity and a lot of currency.
Jeez. Yeah, it's not so bad.
While exploring the Wildwood, you might find some of the last few Asmeri wanderers who have managed to survive in the forest since it was cursed. Each of them have different survival specializations, and they are willing to teach you if you agree to help them defeat the source of the
There's
affliction,
the ascendancies.
the King in the Mists. Choose which of the Asmeri that you will complete quests for to unlock one of 3 new Ascendancy classes, which you can have in addition to your regular Ascendancy class.
Oh my god, stop.
Up to 8
Double
points for these
ascendancies?
classes are unlocked as you complete more quests for the Asmeri you are training under. The Warden of Eves can teach you to become a Warden of the Magi, a powerful class that takes advantage of wilderness knowledge. A Warden of the Magi can learn to use tinctures which coat their weapon,
it's not even like in
granting
combat,
various
it's out of
powerful
combat.
effects.
I think.
You can equip tinctures in your flask slots and toggle them on and off at will.
The hell?
You can only have one enabled at a time, but the effects are quite conditional, so you may want to have more than one equipped and swap between them during combat.
Instead of using it kind of like Sacred Ground that
For
flies, I
example,
forgot the name.
equip the Ironwood Tincture to gain the benefit of always stunning enemies on full life.
Wow.
Tinctures can also get random mods. This one in particular
course.
adds stacks of wither to targets on full life and steals frenzy charges on hit, which makes it great as an initiator.
Shit.
When you are fighting rare monsters or finishing off tough bosses, you will want to swap to the Oak Branch Tincture, which grants Culling Strike, increased damage against enemies on low life, and has a chance to steal a mod from rare enemies you kill.
Oh man,
You can
that's
buy more
crazy.
tinctures from
It's
the
kinda
Wand
like
of
a
Eves
mini,
using
mini,
Primal
mini,
Wisps
mini,
when you find her in the
headhunter.
forest, so keep an eye out for her. As a Warden of the Magi gains more Ascendancy points, they gain access to more skills that let them further specialize in tinctures. For example, Nature's Concoction allows you to invest in having your tinctures enhance your flasks. This Ascendancy skill makes it important to think about which slots your tinctures are placed in, and what flasks they are adjacent to. You'll have
That's
better
crazy.
uptime on those flasks, and they'll be stronger as a result.
Yeah.
But there are plenty more skills to choose even if you don't want to engage with tinctures. For example, another new ability to unlock is Barkskin. It's a reservation skill that causes bark to grow all over your body, increasing armor.
Looks nice.
As you take damage, the bark falls off, increasing your evasion.
Oh. Interesting.
Over
Very
time, the
different.
bark will grow back, removing the evasion bonus but increasing your armor again.
Wow, I love the effect. Looks
The
really
Breaker
cool.
of Oaths can teach you to become a Warlock of the Mists, an ascendancy
baby.
class specializing in the darker arts of the Izmiri. One powerful ability you can choose is Blood Hunt, which grants an active skill called Ravenous.
Okay.
This skill lets you see what type a monster is under its life bar, whether it is a demon, beast, undead, construct, or humanoid.
Oh, what does that
Consuming
do?
a corpse with the skill gives a buff to damage against that type of monster, and reduces damage taken by it. You can only have one type active at a time,
This is
so
like
it's
in
a good idea
specific
to
maps,
choose wisely
yeah.
for the area that you are
It's like
in.
in this map, you're just using it like humans.
Some bosses, like the Maven, are eldritch in nature and don't conform to the regular corpses that you have access to. But don't
Gotcha.
worry. The Breaker of Oaths has a shop where you can trade wild wisps for corpses that you can place on the ground wherever you are. Buy
There
an
you have
eldritch
it.
corpse and you will be able to get the bonus while fighting eldritch entities like the Maven.
Okay.
You may notice that most of the corpses he sells are not monsters you normally encounter.
Yeah. Hydra. Yeah.
You might want to try turning some of these corpses into specters, to take advantage of some of the unique abilities that these monsters have.
Whoa. Okay, so this is like a warlock build, like increased warlock power, basically.
The Warlock of the Mists gets access to
sense.
many other abilities. For example,
Pacify.
there is a trio of curses that you can pick from.
Affliction.
One of these curses targets your minions, giving them life degen and making them explode for massive damage when they are near death.
Wow.
One of them prevents enemies from dealing damage for the latter portion of its duration, which is quite powerful against bosses.
Damn.
This curse creates the interesting build decision of whether or not you should increase curse duration or reduce it.
Nice.
The final curse is a mark that causes enemy phantasms to be spawned when you hit the marked enemy.
Okay.
These phantasms aren't on your side, so they work well with on-hit and on-kill trigger effects, for example.
Oh. I see.
The Primal Huntress can teach you to become a Wildwood Primalist. Unlike
is
the
what?
other new ascendancies, the Primal Huntress lets you customize your tree.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks weird. Yeah, charm socket?
You do this with charms that you can buy from the Primal Huntress for Vivid Wisps. Charms have randomly generated mods, which give stats from regular ascendancy classes, allowing
Onslaught?
you to create your own hybrid ascendancy class.
Oh, that's crazy though, man. Holy
Charms
shit.
are magic items that are aligned with different attributes. So for
Fortify.
example, this Ursine charm is strength aligned, and has gotten the melee hits have a chance to fortify stat from the champion, and the ability to stop your movement speed going below base from the Juggernaut.
That's sick. That's
This
sick.
interline Corvine charm lets you get the stat that makes your consecrated ground effects linger from the Inquisitor, and the effect that makes
Gotcha.
cursed enemies explode from the Occultist.
You're combining
Some
multiple
of the
classes.
combination
That's
of mods that you might
insane,
find for sale on
man.
charms can be extremely powerful.
That's
So
insane.
keep a lookout for the Primal Huntress's shop, even if you are not playing as a
Yeah.
Primalist. As a Primalist, you also get access to a few other interesting abilities. Use Warcries next to corpses and they have a chance to drop an extra item. It opens nearby chests too.
What the fudge?
The Primalist also
With no
gets access
keys?
to a small extra backpack, just in case you find yourself needing to cart more items to town during your map runs.
What the fudge is this?
If you are unhappy with the class you picked, or you just happen to find a really great
Wow.
item for another one of the classes, you are
A lot
able
of,
to
like,
change which
utility.
class you are using next time you find one of the Azmiri Wanderers. Just remember that you will have to do their quests in order to
Yeah.
gain the ascendancy points for that class.
That's nice. You can switch it up. That's good.
These quests will lead you towards the ultimate
Oh, baby.
goal
That's
of the
now you're talking
Azmiri.
my language cycle.
Finding
Let's
the
go.
king in the mists,
I love
defeating
it.
him, and cleansing the forest of its affliction once and for all. There are new uniques to find, rewards to claim, and new ascendancy classes to master in the Affliction League.
Including combining all ascendancy classes. That's
Now that
insane.
we've covered what's in the league, let's talk about some of the changes you can expect to the core game in 3.23.
Let's go. What else?
For a start, Ultimatum is finally going core.
Yeah.
When talking to players
good.
at ExileCon, it was
I
the
didn't
number
play
one
Ultimatum, but I
feature
know
that
what it
people
is.
requested. When playing through in-game maps, you may sometimes encounter the Trial Master, who offers you a choice to undertake a deadly Val trial in exchange for great rewards.
Yep.
If you defeat the trial, he offers to go double or nothing with you.
Yep.
Do you take the risk and go for an even
Yep.
better reward? Or do you take the winnings you have already earned off the table and go home?
Let's go.
We've done a full rebalance of Ultimatum and have added many new mods and rewards,
Sick.
including both new and reworked uniques. The base number of rounds for an ultimatum trial is now always 10, with a chance to spawn the Trial Master boss fight on the 10th round, if you are able to make it that far.
100% increase.
As part of 3.23, we have also removed Metamorph from the game. All the Catalyst rewards from Metamorph have now been moved to be rewards for Ultimatum. We've also added a new Val-themed Catalyst that works on corrupted items.
Oh.
As is normal for most content that gets added to endgame, we have introduced new Ultimatum passive skills to the Atlas tree.
For sure.
One great example is the Keystone Grueling Gauntlet. It makes ultimatums last 3 extra rounds, but you cannot choose the modifiers, and it prevents the final Trial Master boss fight from spawning. The level of challenge becomes extreme during the last 3 rounds, and not being able to choose the modifiers makes it even harder. But the rewards are insane, and for those with very high-end characters, it might be a bet worth making.
Really?
There are lots of other Atlas passive skills you can pick from for Ultimatum, so choose wisely. Now, it's time to talk about one of the largest metagame changes we've ever made.
The rewards look sick.
There were 3 systems in Path of Exile that were all trying to subtly modify the behavior of skills.
Yeah.
These were alternate quality gems, Labyrinth Helmet Enchants, and unique Threshold Jewels.
Yeah.
We've combined all of these together to create a new system called Transfigured Gems that allows us to fully achieve the goal of these 3 systems and then some. Transfigured Gems are alternative versions of existing skill gems that have different functionality and balance from their regular version.
This build looks insane already.
We have added a huge number of these with interesting variations that drastically change how existing skills play.
That build looks
For example,
insane.
Frostbomb of Instability. It changes it from a cooldown skill that you can cast occasionally for a large explosion into a skill that you can cast continuously but deals less damage and doesn't apply cold exposure.
Oh, I see.
It changes the role of Frostbomb from a utility skill into a main damaging skill. Another example is Detonate Dead of Scavenging. You can't use it on corpses that were created by Desecrate or Unearth, but in exchange it does a whole lot more damage. You won't be able to use it as your main reliable source of damage, but it's a great skill to use as a 4-link utility to get some extreme burst damage. Raise Zombie of Falling. Instead of raising a zombie from a corpse, you summon them from mid-air. They fall to their death, dealing AoE damage where they land.
I love
While this sounds like a physical damage version of Firestorm, you should consider that it scales with minion damage and also triggers on-death minion effects.
What the hell?
Blight of Contagion.
What?
This version of Blight is now spread by Contagion, so you can use it as part of your Essence Drain build. We have a huge number of these. Transfigure Firestorm into Firestorm with Meteors, Transfigure Blade Trap into Blade Trap of Greatswords, Transfigure Barrage into Barrage of Volley Fire, and so on. There is a lot to experiment with, and we look forward to seeing what builds you can come up with. But how do you get Transfigured Gems? The Divine Font at the end of the Eternal Labyrinth has been changed to a gem crafting device that can modify your skill and support gems in a lot of new ways.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
One of the options you can now choose is to turn a skill gem into one of 3 Transfigured Gems.
Nice.
But that isn't all the Divine Font can do.
Oh.
It has a lot of other gem crafting options you can use. For example, you can add quality to gems, add experience to gems, sacrifice a gem for 1 or more treasure keys to open Azara's chests, and you can even exchange support gems for exceptional support gems like Empower or Enlighten. These are just some of the options you'll find the Divine Font is now capable of.
Sick.
In order to replace the rewards and heist that previously gave alternate quality gems, we have done a rebalance of the rewards of heist as well.
Nice.
Experimented base types have been rebalanced. New replica uniques have been added and old ones changed, and we have increased the amount of currency from display cases as well. On top of this, we have gone through and buffed the quality stats on most damage dealing skills. In most cases, they will be significantly more powerful than before, and also more interesting.
That's perfect.
Overall, this is one of the largest metagame shifts that we've ever done. There are so many crazy new skill combinations to plan around,
sure,
so
man.
we expect to see some really interesting new builds.
For sure.
Next up, I'd like to hand back over to Chris to talk about the new supporter packs.
At this point, we usually talk about the League supporter packs. We're doing things a bit differently this year. Rather than releasing League supporter packs today and then our annual core packs 2 weeks later, we've combined it all together into a strong set of core supporter packs that will be released alongside Path of Exile Affliction next week. The series contains 5 packs, each with its full value in points and a collection of exclusive cosmetic microtransactions. The higher packs contain physical
Star Wars
merchandise.
Cantina music.
We'll unveil the full details of each of the packs at release next week.
Is that?
But in the meantime, here's a sneak peek of some of their exclusive cosmetic microtransactions.
What the hell?
These packs will be available for purchase when Path of Exile Affliction launches on the 8th of December. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
An arena? What the hell? That's a finishing
We're just
move.
about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, we'll post Path of Exile Affliction's full patch notes.
Yeah.
With the release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for Affliction's release. Keep an eye on the news. On release weekend, we expect to launch the new mystery box and this season's Kyrix Vault Pass. Thanks for joining us today and checking out our latest developments. We're looking forward to exploring the Viridian Wildwood with you next week. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
Cool. Yo, listen, what can I say, man? Once again, Path of Exile is giving us a ton of new content, a ton of new ways to play the game. They're changing all kinds of shit. New League looks amazing, and beyond that, they're like modifying the whole base game to like something insane. The fact that you can actually like kind of like combine ascendancies into like skills on that skill tree, the one on the left there, with the gem slots, that's insane. I'm sure there's gonna be like some insane builds that, you know, probably the programmers didn't even think about, right? Like you're mixing all kinds of crazy shit into one single class to be like so like be unkillable pretty much, like while doing like 10 billion damage a second, you know. So all this looks very exciting. The Path of Exile 2 looks really good. The Mercenary looks really nice. Overall, just another common win for Path of Exile. They just keep on winning. They're unstoppable, and they keep making the game greater and more complicated, and that's such a good thing. You know, they're not taking their audience for stupid. You know, you want to play the game very simply, you can. If you're not like really going deep and go all nuts like stats and combinations and what do you want, please go ahead, go wild. I absolutely love it. I absolutely freaking love that and appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Peace.